What is up, YouTube? And today I am back with another video, and it's a bit of a different video, something I haven't done in a while, and that is actually two different figures. Now, I haven't made a normal, regular, custom Lego minifigure in a while that doesn't revolve around Fortnite, and this is the first one I've made, and I'm pretty proud of it. So, yeah, today's video I'm going to be showing you guys my custom venompool and classic Silver Centurion. Now, before you guys say anything about the venompool, it is not supposed to be 100% completely accurate. I based it off a whole bunch of different versions of Deadpool and Venom. So for the Deadpool aspect, I based it off that version of Deadpool where he has the kind of like bandolier straps going around forming an X on his torso. And I also did use some of the concept for the back of Deadpool Back in Black where he had the giant arms coming out and stuff. But I did take it off because it didn't look good. But, yeah, I just want to say, and I did base it mainly off the Contest of Champions version of Venompool, but some of it is just other inspirations of Deadpool, iterations of Deadpool. For the Silver Centurion, it is pretty much ripped off, straight off an action figure. I have a Marvel Legends figure. So, yeah, it's the comic book Silver Centurion. So let's get on to the actual review. Since this one's going to take a while to talk about, we'll move him out of the way and start off with probably my favorite one of the two figures of today's video. And that is this figure right here. Now for this figure right here, it is all 100% painted except for the arms. The arms don't have any sort of work done. But you guys could tell that the helmet and stuff is fully custom. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find a good angle to review this where I don't get like a giant shadow over the figure. Because I have a new area I'm reviewing. So, yeah. If I'm breathing really heavily right now, it's because I really am trying to look for a good spot and it's kind of stressing me out. So, hopefully this is a good angle right here with nothing too crazy, not too many shadows. But yeah, we have the helmet, which is I actually customized the silver part of it. Now the silver didn't really turn out as silver as I would have liked it. It came off as looking more white than silver. So if I could redo this in the future, I probably would. But for now, it's gonna stay like this. So I do have his helmet customized, and if you guys know that if you guys read the comics, you know that this is the Tony Stark in Iron Wars where he's trying to get all his armors back after they got stolen. So, of course, had to give him the Tony Stark head. And the classic haircut, which I think looks fantastic in my opinion. I don't know, it just adds to the figure in my opinion. And I made sure that the entire figure had the same tone of red matching throughout the whole thing, so that it could all blend together and look perfect on contrasting to the silver, which is what makes the suit look so good. And talking about the actual suit, and again, if you guys hear things in the background, it's just my dad's working out right now, and like literally he's right like in the other room, so that's why it's kind of loud. But yeah, I am so sorry if you guys hear that. Here, give me a second. Alright, yeah, so it looks like it quieted down a little bit. But yeah, I did make him, or not make him, I did grab him like one of these Ninjago shoulder pads from the Stone Army. I don't know what they're called, but I know they get these like black eyes with red lines going throughout their face. They're like a solid black with like different yellow, blue elemental lines going through them. And they have some red armor, and this is that red armor. Now for the torso, I did draw on the logo on the back of a Wonder Woman torso, just because when you cover it up, it looks good. And I am eventually planning on going over that gold with silver, because it will look really nice. It's a custom touch, but I kind of like how it would turn out, so yeah. For the legs, I used the Batman metal legs, and I sanded down all the paint, or most of it. Some of the black is still there, but I kind of want to leave it there, because it kind of, I don't know, it doesn't bother me. It looks kind of good. At first it bothered me, and I was going to remove it, but now I kind of like how it turned out with the black on it, so I left it on. So, yeah. Now, if we put on the head, I'm probably going to keep him without the helmet on, and he's going to be, like, holding it, because I kind of like how that looks, like this. But, yeah, like this. That is my classic Centurion, Silver Centurion Iron Man. Now, if we're going to be comparing him to a Lego figure that is an official release, I'm going to be comparing him. Well, this isn't the official one, this is a knockoff one. But I still do have another Silver Centurion, and that is the more recent Silver Centurion. Technically, I don't know if this one would be more recent, but it's the comic book version. The original comic book version, this is the newer comic book version. And I personally like the older one more. I just like the bright red. Love how the entire suit is silver, not with just some silver plating. Or, well, most of the entire suit is silver. So, yeah, again, I don't know how that would look in a movie, and I think this is more like supposed to be more realistic, more like, you know, futuristic. And I do love how it turned out. Don't get me wrong, this was my favorite Iron Man figure for a while. But I'm pretty sure now I'm starting to lean more towards the classic Super Centurion in terms of color scheme and overall design. Now, don't get me wrong, this figure still does have its like, it looks really awesome, to be honest, this figure. Even without the silver shoulder padding, this figure stands out pretty cool to me. It just looks fantastic. Now, I still do prefer my custom Silver Centurion, just because it's custom, and I also just like that costume more. I just love the way the original Iron Man armors look. I know they kind of looked clowny at first, or like, I don't know how to say it without making it sound weird. They kind of did look like strange to me at first. I mean, like a skin-tight metal suit doesn't really make sense. But I did start to like the suit more, and I kind of like the classic armors more than the new movie kind of armors, the more realistic kind of armors. But yeah, that is all I have to compare for the Silver Centurion. I also did give him, because of the original Iron Man armors, I'm pretty sure he didn't use his arms. It was just his feet repulsors, so I gave him sort of repulsors on the bottom of his feet. And they were orange, not blue, so yeah. That's it for the Silver Centurion. And let's move on to probably the figure that you guys clicked this video for. And it's a good figure, don't get me wrong. I just don't feel like it's my best big figure so far. And I'll explain to you guys all the different reasons why and all the little mess-ups that happened throughout the way of making this figure. And, wait, give me a second. Alright, I just had to go grab a couple of his, or one of his accessories, which I kind of lost in that review. So, yeah. This right here is the venompool figure. Heavily inspired off Contest of Champions, with a couple of my own changes. One of the more obvious changes being the torso, where I gave him, like, the bandolier kind of swords, in that case, where it forms like an X. And I kind of like that change, but most of it is based off Contest of Champions. I did give him one giant sword in his back, which I think looked fantastic. I painted the hilt. It came originally as like this dark yellow, which I'm pretty sure, yeah, some of it's still exposed, which I have to go over that. And I turned it red, and I painted the blade silver instead of that toyish green. Gave him some stitches in the back of his mask, and you can tell I put stitches all over the costume, because that's how the Contest of Champions one has it. Now, for the figure itself, I did use some felt to make the bandoliers going across, and for the belt, I used some electrical tape. And yeah, this is where the figure falls off. Since I used electrical tape for the belt, it doesn't look like I wanted it to. It doesn't look more like leathery. It kind of looks plasticky, and it doesn't look as good as I would have liked. And then for the head, I did try to go over the top and glue in the stud. And I accidentally ended up melting some of the robot figure's head, pulling back on it, and it left that little bump right there. So, I'm just imagining it's some symbiote trying to come off, but I did kind of mess up on the head. And some of the colors on the legs didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it to. They kind of turned out like mixed reds. So, yeah, but other than that, I'm still, like, really proud of this figure. Probably one of my most ambitious figures yet. And I did use something a little bit new for this figure, and in the sense of I used Mod Podge to make the color, like, kind of shinier. I don't know if I'll keep using it on Legos, per se. But for sure, if I paint it, I'm going to keep using it. Because I did not paint this figure, use Sharpies on this figure, which was probably my first mistake. It's not like the Lizard, where I painted everything on that figure. Which, by the way, the Lizard is probably my favorite Bigfoot custom right now. So, yeah, that one's going to be pretty hard to beat for a while. I did make him this accessory, which I'm pretty proud of. It's kind of like a skateboard with some of the venom ooze or symbiote dropped onto it, and I thought it looked pretty nice. And you could see the original color of the skateboard. I didn't really want to go over the bottom because I wanted it to roll, and I felt like if I went over the bottom, the wheels would get stuck, and I didn't want to clean up that mess because I had already messed up a lot of this figure. I didn't want to mess up the skateboard, so yeah, I did make him a skateboard which has some venom ooze, symbiote, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna be calling it symbiote. I call it ooze because that's what my mom calls it, but for the video, I'll call it symbiote because it is symbiote. And now I did glue on a stud to it because it didn't come with a Roblox figure stand feet thing. So, yeah. Another mistake I made with this figure was I originally made him Roblox arms, actually forgetting that I don't use the generic Roblox arms for this. And I used those specialized arms you guys just saw. So originally, this figure did look pretty bulky, and I don't know how I like it more. If I like how I made him more originally with all this like bulk and tendrils coming out of his arms, which I personally really like how this turned out. This right here. This is probably my favorite version of him. I just use these arms because all the other figures on the shelf have these arms. So, yeah. Tell me which arms you guys like more. I personally like the blocky arms more. I just don't know if I'm going to be keeping the blocky arms on whenever I display him with all my other big figures, because all of them have the normal arms. So, yeah. And if I do sound like really like worn out right now, if I'm breathing heavily, I'm sorry guys. It's just, I don't know what happens whenever I go onto the ground. This happens. I don't know why though, because like I work out and this doesn't even happen when I work out. So I don't know, maybe it's just, I don't know. So here he is with the normal arms back attached, and I will put him on a skateboard actually, so you guys can see him on the skateboard, which I'm pretty proud with how the skateboard turned out. Like, I like how the skateboard looks with the figure. Right here, and I forgot to mention, you can't take out the sword or dagger on his. Did I even mention he has a dagger in his pants? Yeah, right there. The dagger, which goes across his leg. But you can't take any of those out. Those are hot glued on, which I pretty much did on purpose. I was originally going to make it so you could take them out, but then I thought he can't even hold the dagger, so it wouldn't make sense, and it wouldn't really look good if you pulled it out. I don't know. So I just like how this turned out right here. That whole display to me is pretty cool. Now, for what I've been trying to show you guys this whole video, is the comparison between all the figures and how I'm displaying them. Now, I don't know if I'm going to make a Carnage like this, because Carnage is a really slim character. But if he does pop out like this in the movie, like Giant, I'm excited to make a red symbiote again, because red is my favorite color. And with how the red turned out on this and on this dead venompool, I would love to use it to make a Carnage figure. So you guys tell me if you guys want to see a Carnage. If he turns out this big in the movie, I will do it. Now here he is next to my updated Venom, which I didn't make a video for. By updated, I mean I went over some of the silver lines with some white lines. Now, some guy, even though he didn't spell Venom right, he spelled Venium. I don't like your custom Venium face. I don't know what you see that's wrong with the face, man. I mean, it's your opinion. I'm not mad at you or anything. I mean, I really did come and check what was wrong with the face. Maybe the tongue, it doesn't look right there on the teeth. But I don't know, man. I don't know what else you could say is wrong. By the way, that water running in the background is going to be a little annoying. It's annoying me right now on the video, but it's okay for now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just going to have to deal with it right now. You know, full family, full house. So, yeah. Here he is compared next to Venom. Yeah, I really do like this, like, side by side. They do look like, it does look like this Venom symbiote infected Venom from or Deadpool from this universe. And I do love how the tongue turned out on this Venom more than this Venom, which I might have to make this Venom a new tongue. Look how pathetic that tongue is. It's so short. Yeah, we might go over him again and make him a new tongue. And yeah, this looks like an awesome comparison to me. And here he is compared to a Deadpool minifigure. Again, not an official one, because I'm not willing to pay like $30 for one minifigure. It's just absurd the prices people are selling the original Deadpool figure for. If you would like to stand, yeah, there he is next to my venompool. And if you want a more accurate representation, let me get rid of that right quick. There he is. And I do like how that looks, don't get me wrong, but this is a better comparison. He's going to be standing next to these guys anyway. All my big figures are put in a certain section. So he's going to be standing with those guys. Venom and Venompool are in those sections. God, bro. This won't stand up. I'm sorry, guys, if I sound triggered right now. It's just, I've been trying to display this for a while. There we go. Finally. Okay, so there the two of them are. I'm not even going to try to put Deadpool. But, yeah, guys. That's pretty much it for today's video. Now let's go on to the outro. I know I just set this up about how to take it down again. So, yeah. I did forget to compare him to Venom with these arms. Here he is next to Venom with this Roblox blocky arms. I don't know, man. I'm probably going to keep him with these arms. I just really do like how the tendrils coming off look. It just looks awesome to me. The way that one in the back wraps around the sword, it just looks awesome to me. It looks full, the figure. with those arms, he kind of looks weak to me for some reason. He just doesn't look strong and scary like venompool from the game. So, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. So, let's get on to the outro. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't already. Make sure that you, if you enjoy the content, you subscribe, which I already said. God, I make these outros. I'm awful at making outros. I can't end a video. I never can. But yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, notification bell if you haven't already. And if you enjoy my content, please consider, liking, subscribing, notification bell, all that stuff. I don't know, I said the same thing 3 times. I'm sorry, guys. I ramble a lot at the end of my videos because I really don't want to end them because I don't post a lot. But, yeah. Have a safe and fantastic day. Tell me which one of these 2 figures is your favorite. Tell me if I should keep these arms on venompool. Have a fantastic day.